Kashiwagi Yuki.
Okay, so let's say she was your first love.
Okay, let's say that.
I mean, like, I don't know how much you know about her, but man, she's gorgeous.
Well, yeah. That is that. I mean, Gravity Queens.
And how old were you then?
I mean, I was pretty young.
Like, what age?
Like 12, 13, maybe
So
14.
you were 12, and then pretty much at 12, you're probably like...
Yukiden at the time was like what? Like 20?
Hey Idol fans, if you like what you just heard, please smash the like button and hit the subscribe button for more idol-loving fantasy stories. And here's the full interview. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Who am I speaking with?
Mike.
Oh, hi Mike.
What's up? What's your name?
I heard you're into idols.
I heard you are too.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so I started a new series, and the show is about me interviewing you people from the idol world. And today, I think I'm talking to Mike. I'm not sure. It's Mike, right? Yeah, it's Mike. Okay. So today we're talking to Mike, and he's playing his guitar.
Yeah, hi.
Okay. So today I'm gonna ask you about how your idol life is, and what brought you into this world, and how has idol changed your life?
Well, I don't know if it really changed your life too much.
Okay, I see.
But in terms of how it like came into my life, I guess it's just like watching it when I was younger.
Oh, I see.
It just kind of stuck ever since.
Ah. So tell me, like, who was your very first like oishi? Like, who was the very first person that you really liked and adore, and where you like, you know?
That's a hard one because I didn't only follow AKB at the time. I also followed like Morning Musume and like other groups that were around the, like, I mean, they still exist today, but not the same that they did back in the day. So I don't really remember what top.
Okay. Well, I mean, who was your first love? I guess let's put it that way. Like, who was your first love?
I think that's too hard of a question.
Too hard? Well, I mean, like,
That's kind of unfair to ask, to be honest.
well, we always have our one true love, right? We call them oshis. And you know, there's always that one person that...
Yeah, but you see, but like, what if I like everybody? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, you can like everybody, but you favor someone more than...
yeah, of course, but I don't. It's too hard to choose.
Okay, so for us to understand this further, I think we need to go back to the beginning. So you're talking about how you started all this because your sister dragged you into this from an anime, and
But
from that anime, you decided you want to go watch live
you
real
forgot
people.
something.
What did you forget?
No, I said you forgot something.
Oh,
I said that I in this recording I said I didn't tell you that my sister didn't.
Oh, okay. Alright, so
But it's okay. It's okay. We'll keep it as part of this record. We'll take it as this take. It's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see. Most favorite at the time. Let's see. I mean, at the time there was like not only Team A.
Team
There's
8.
more people at the.
Like, what? Like, I know it's hard to think back, like, who was your first true love, but I mean, like, what was the first video that you watched with lots of members dancing, you know, to a song, and then someone that just pops up?
It's probably like the first song is probably like Aitakata. I mean, that's like the iconic one. Everyone knows.
Okay.
I remember that I followed for a bit. Was Yukiden. I followed her.
Oh, okay. So you start off with Yukini, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
So what's her full name?
Kashiwagi Yuki.
Okay, so let's say she was your first love.
Okay, let's say that.
I mean, like, I don't know how much you know about her, but man, she's gorgeous.
Well, yeah, that is that. I mean, Gravity Queens.
And how old were
I mean,
you then?
I was pretty young.
Like, what age?
It's like 12, 13, maybe
So
14.
you're 12, and then pretty much at 12, you're probably like,
Yukiden at the time was like what, like 20?
yeah. So you like the
Yeah.
older people when you were 12.
Well, I mean, like like during that time, they weren't that much. They didn't like that much old. They still don't like that much older than what they liked like back then, right? So it's like,
Yes, yes, that's true. Okay. Well, I mean, like, they don't. Yeah, that is true. I mean, all the old gens just seems to me that for some reason I feel like they're better than the new gen, but I'm not sure about that. It's just like a
I
different.
mean, like, there's a lot of good new generation too. Like, I like a lot of the generation. Eddie's pretty cute. I mean,
I know
there's
there's lots of
there's a
pretty
lot of
cute.
girls. Yeah, there's a lot of pretty cute.
Yeah, but I feel like the new gen is more. I feel like for the idols now, it's way easier to be an idol now than.
Yeah, I think it's just a different, not really a culture, but just like there's just more opportunity. I feel.
Yeah, because I remember in the old days, the idols literally have to go on the streets and hand out flyers to get people to get them into the theater
Oh
to
yeah,
watch them.
that's what STU48 did in like what 2017 ish.
I know, but
But I mean, SU didn't do like a lot of performances until recently.
yeah, but I mean that's how they start, right?
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
very
That's how
first.
everybody starts, right?
Yeah, so I mean, from there we come from an era where idol barely existed, right? So I mean, for me myself, I got into idols really late when I was 20, and you got into idols when you're like 12, right? So it's just like I don't know. I see a huge gap between us and like the stuff we see, right? Because all the stuff that you probably see now and hear about are all the new generations, right? And then
Yeah,
for me,
but I mean, like, even for me nowadays, I don't like follow like 48 groups that closely anymore. Like, but mostly like only specific girls. Like now, I don't really like follow as a group anymore because there's just so much to keep track of. Right? Like
yeah,
back
exactly.
then, like you only like there's only like maybe a few teams and you'd be able to keep track of everybody. Now it's like, man, there's like hundreds of girls. It's like, oh man, I don't even know this person's name.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, like
Uh,
I don't even know some of the SKE girls. Like I don't even know like 80% of them. You know?
mm, yeah, yeah. I mean, like, there's just so much now. It's overbearing, right? And then you have the 48 groups, and you have the 46 groups, and then you have like the all spins or like the remixes of like the not equal stuff, and the I zones.
I'm more formulated with the 46 groups. I can recognize mostly all
Yeah,
the members in the 46 groups, but
yeah,
not really that much in the 48 groups because I haven't been following them as much anymore. So
yeah. I know it's kind of like a dying phase, Like recently, I went to I went to AKB Cafe the last day before they closed, and it's interesting because you feel
it,
like a generation has gone by. It's like the cafe is no longer there anymore, and it's kind of
mhm.
sad in a way.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a big part of the history, like. But I get, it's like things change, like just like at like SSK, right? Like SSK was like one of the biggest events for fans, and then it just like doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, man,
Like,
SSK was the shit. You know what I mean? Like SSK is the reason why I started all this. It's to
like
compete. It's
I wasn't too big into SSK stuff myself, but like I can understand why people would like want like it's like you're basically like getting your girl or whatever to number one. I'm saying
uh-huh.
every vote you did counted.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, people spend a lot of money into
Yeah,
votes,
people
right?
spend a lot of money into votes.
Yeah, so that like it's funny because we can realize which member, or like which member is the richest. You know what I mean? Like you can
Hmm.
have like an underdog that's like you think it's not very good, and then she goes like top tier, just
Yeah,
because the fan is like,
they
you know.
voted him in. Yeah, I
But
mean,
then,
like,
yeah, go ahead.
what I was gonna say is like, I don't know, like nowadays, like I feel like like even though like I guess like back in the day, or I don't know if it still is, but AKB48 was like, I guess kind of like not really advertised, but kind of like the type of group where you can easily like meet your idol. But like I feel like the ability to even meet your idol like in smaller groups is even higher. Like if you really wanted to,
Hmm.
like handshake tickets and all that stuff, it's just so much cheaper and easier to obtain for smaller groups. And there's plenty of cute girls like exist outside of the bigger groups too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, we know some people that fall out of love, right, from AKB.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially Steve. Steve is like the perfect
I don't.
example where
Oh,
he's
Steve, is that what's his name? What's his name? What's his name outside of Steve?
Yo Boy 6.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So when we started all this, you know, he was like a really big like AKB fan.
Mhm.
Very big. And then like he converted one day, and then his his ex not excuse, I guess his thing is that you can meet those idols like easier than you can meet like the mainstream idols, right?
Mhm.
And then I guess
Oh,
that's
Steve in the sir. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
yeah,
Steve. Okay, yeah.
yeah, like
He's
the
the
one.
other guy that. Yeah, he's the other guy that talks about underground idols a lot besides me.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
The one that posts his checkies, right?
Yeah,
That
Checkies
all the
all
time.
day.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. He posts. He has like 5 million checkies. Okay,
yeah.
I
I
know
wonder
him.
how much money he spent.
A lot.
I know, but I want to know
I
actually
mean,
how
I mean,
much.
I mean, I mean, like if you're having fun and you're doing it and you're getting your money's worth, like who can say elsewise, right?
Yeah, but
Like
yeah. Well, I mean,
photos, they're pretty sentimental. Like he gets to keep those, right?
yeah, and then the bank calls you and be like, "Where's my money? What's my damn money?"
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, assuming he can pay for it, he can, keep getting them.
Yeah,
So
well, we always think that we could pay for stuff, but it's not. These days they're called credit
yeah,
cards.
but but then like if you're making the money, it's important to be responsible.
I don't know. Do students know how to make money?
I don't know. Maybe you're just pulling it out. You never know.
I know,
People
right?
got money these days.
I guess so. Hey,
You
because it's
never know.
America, right?
Never know, man.
Exactly. Yeah, but I never asked him that. But yeah, okay.
It's
So
not polite to ask people that kind of stuff.
yeah, well, I mean, it's just good to know, right? Because some people want to
I
know,
mean,
like,
I think it's pretty cool that he buys a lot of checkies. I think
yeah, I support him.
that's something I would do too.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
pretty cool.
Well, it's for how I look at it is like you're just spending money on your hobbies, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone has a thing that they like to do. If
Exactly.
that's what he likes to do, then that's okay. That's pretty cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Especially when you don't care what other people think about when you do your hobby. That's the move.
Well, the thing is, if the more people care and join you, that's better, right?
Yeah, but like, let's say like people like hate on you for doing X, right? Like, if you can still do your hobby because people are hating on you, like that's the way to go.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess most of it is like people don't understand, right? The hobby,
Yeah.
Idol culture is kind of like it's very, what do you call it? Like
It's
gray
very
area.
foreign. It's very foreign to people. Like, I feel like people don't really kind of understand because like if you haven't been based into idol culture, if you haven't been like following it or whatever, if you're just some like brand new person, like I feel like it's very hard to get into, especially into a lot of J-pop fandoms and idols, I guess, because there's not a lot of translations that are available besides ones that are done by fans.
Hmm.
Um, which makes it even more difficult because I guess like for example when I was still following Eyes One at the time, um, I would watch like their live and then it'd literally be translated like literally an hour later. But man, if that was like AKB, I'd wait like maybe like an entire day to get like an English sub or like maybe even 2 or 3 days. You never know, depending on
Yeah.
who's doing it. Sometimes you never even got a sub for it. Like
Well, that's how you learn the language, right?
yeah,
Like,
exactly. That's what it's yeah. You just learn language.
yeah. I mean, the whole idol culture is kind of interesting because like some people use their idol as like a motivation. You know, some
Hmm.
people do it for entertainment, some people do it for varieties of reasons, right?
Actually, like I have a point to say on that. It's like, so I was introducing one of my friends actually recently to idols, and I was explaining to him like how like an idol stuff works, and he was really surprised like about how deep it went. Like it's not just like shallow water. It's like you get thrown in the deep end. It's like the idol doesn't just work by itself. Saying there's like makeup artists and stylists and designers and clothing designers and event coordinators. Like it's like all this stuff combined that makes the performances and whatever cool. Like you know, it's not just like, oh, X is a cute girl and blah 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 blah. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the thing is, from idol perspective, their performance is pretty much like theater, right? You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
it really is kind of just like theater. I mean, like they have all the same staff. Like they have theater staff, dance, whatever, depending on what kind of group they are. Like
Hmm.
it's like what I was basically trying to say is like it's not just like base base level depth. Like a lot of professions are involved in like behind the scenes behind idols. It's not just the idol itself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like there's lots of parts, right? You know,
Yeah, exactly.
like if you look at the behind the scene things, you know, of course everybody, but as a genre, I think it falls under like drama, you know, but it's a different
Mhm.
type of drama. It's not just like you go to like a theater to watch a show, right? But this is like the same, you know, instead of storytelling, which you go to the theater for like normally, you know, you're going to a theater to kind of watch like people dance and sing, which is
Mhm.
kind of like,
I mean that's
you
it's
know,
basically a concert, right? But
yeah,
I mean that's what it is, a concert basically. Like
yeah. But it's like a concert that like they, you know, you can see their progression right from day one to like, you know, X day X.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you can see people improve like if you really look really closely, on especially people who have been improving a lot significantly. You can definitely tell, but it's not easy to tell with some groups as it's maybe less transparent. Or like if you have like 50 girls dancing at the same time, it's not going to be as easy to spot that one mistake. But if it's only four girls dancing, then when one person messes up, you can easily see that, oh, this person messed up. But there's nothing wrong with messing up. Like mistakes happen. On stage. Like I'm a musical performer. I've played trumpet for like countless years, and like when I would play on stage, if I made a mistake, you kind of just accept it and take it in.
Hmm. Yeah. So you know, just watching like these idols like dancing and stuff, you know, I understand that it's like a different types of entertainment and stuff, but the way that it grew and blew up is just very interesting. You know, like how we have the SSK, right? How we become like, you know, how girls start doing like photo shoots and doing magazines and doing blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah,
From
that's like that's also, yeah, what you're explaining is exactly what I was actually going to talk about too. Is that idols have had a huge impact in like fashion and girls culture in like I guess in Japan, right? Like bangs, I guess, are very popular now. I don't know if they were previous to the huge spike in idol culture, but based on what I've seen, it's pretty. Um, a lot of idols are, like you said, in magazines doing photo shoots and stuff like that. And they have fans, like a lot of fans, like multicultural, all age groups, from like young to like even old, as like 50 to 60. Like
mhm.
that's just like how far like idols have advanced, like since, I don't know,
Yeah,
from wherever it started.
yeah, but I think like the thing is you start seeing like, you know, there's like, you know, we let's say we all start from like even grounds, right? And then like some
Mm-hmm.
idols are just becomes more popular than other idols,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then like where do you go there from there, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because like if the popular idol will probably get more jobs, right, than a less popular
Hmm.
idol. So like,
Yeah, that's an interesting topic to discuss too. Is that like it's not easy, I guess. I mean, maybe it is. I'm not exactly sure. I've never personally like I'm not an idol, so I don't know. But like, based on my assumption, is that like like what you said basically like if if you're very popular, you're most likely to get like most appearances, and that's just kind of a no brainer because it's gonna bring the most views and the most money, right? But like sometimes I wonder like if people ever feel bad or get kind of jealous that like X is outperforming them and they wish that they could Y. I mean, of course they're probably grateful for their current fans, right? But like I sometimes wonder if they wish that they were as popular as maybe some others.
well, I feel like there's probably a lot of jealousy, and a lot of like, I guess, admiration within the groups. Like a lot of maybe a lot of hate, I guess, in the groups.
I don't really know because we don't really get to see like we don't get to see that kind of stuff, so we can't really like I guess base it off of that. And maybe they are disgusting, whereas like people are like hating on each other, or maybe it's like maybe they're just like use it as motivation to improve themselves, to get to that level. You never know, like especially I mean we're all human, so you never know.
Well, the thing is, I love the drama behind the scene, right? And I wish they would show more of like the drama behind the scene because like I think it'll be like really good to watch. Like
Like for me, like one of the main things why I would kind of be interested in that is that I just want to see a more human aspect. Like although we get to see a lot of human aspect with like showroom and like all that kinds of stuff, it's not the same. Like because they know that they're being recorded. Like
it's script,
even
right?
even though like behind the scenes they know that they're being recorded, it's still a little bit, I guess, less like pressure. I guess I'm not sure how to explain like my terminology,
I think it's
but
more script actually.
yeah, less scripted. It's less scripted, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, they have to follow some guidelines, right? Because I don't know what the contract they sign is. Like,
Yeah. Exactly.
what are stuff
Yeah.
that you could do and what stuff you can't do, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So I don't know. I really want to see the contract that they sign. I think it would be like interesting. We could call it
Yeah.
like the
Yeah. I
idol
mean, it
exposed
might
or something.
it might be like you never know. It might vary from person to person. Like X might get this kind of contract, but Y might get this kind of contract. Like I kind of feel like it's not gonna be the same for everybody,
Hmm.
because I'm not exactly sure if everyone. I mean, it's probably not very that much transparent how much each person gets paid. So who knows? But I feel like everybody doesn't really get the same contract. I mean, like if everyone kind of did, then like I don't know. I just feel like it's like I guess like one of the best ways I can practically explain is that if you have somebody with X qualifications, why would you give them the same amount with somebody who has less qualifications, right? Like
Yeah.
you'd probably give that person a little more than what you'd give the other person. I'm not sure how that actually works, but that's just like as an employer, or like if I think an employer would probably do something.
Well, I feel like it's like they once they join, cause like how like some members have like different agencies, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
so I guess like from the agency's perspective, it's just like they're signing up a contract with them, but the agency will pay you. You like
Yeah,
the agency represents you, but then like there's different ones because different agency can take on different projects other than
yeah,
being an
exactly.
idol, right?
Outside of being.
Yeah, cause like I'm pretty sure you probably have to sign a contract with like magazines, right, and like all these
Well,
sponsors,
that's if you
right?
choose. I think that's if you choose to belong to a magazine too.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I think you have to actually get invited. But I'm not exactly sure. A lot of this information is not that transparent. I feel, or at least for me, it isn't because I haven't really researched too much on these type of topics. So I'm not exactly sure. But a lot of it, I guess, really falls into that gray area, as you stated before, where it's like you kind of know, but you kind of don't. You mean like you never know
Yeah, I
until
think
you
that's the
actually like.
mystery. I think that's the mystery, that's so interesting, about it. And it's like I think it's like worth looking into it just for the fun of it. You know, because then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know
I
the whole
mean,
picture, right?
if it was able for us to look into it deeper than like what people have already searched up and what people already found, I mean, it would be cool. But like, I'm pretty sure like certain like unless you're working for the company, you'd never know. You know,
Well,
like all that
yeah.
information is technically you're not supposed to know what that is.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like they probably know it if it's in Japanese, right? Because you know a lot of stuff is probably in Japanese, and then we're like we don't know. And then for us to know, we have to translate it, right? And translation takes time, right? And
Yeah, but like even still, I don't think that type of information is really like allowed. It won't be allowed to be released like to the public. You know, like it's just it would put like a different type of shroud onto idols, and then I feel like it wouldn't be very good for from a business standpoint.
well, I mean, look at WikiLeaks, man. The government
Yeah,
gets exposed, right? So like, I
yeah,
mean,
but
like,
the government gets exposed. What can anyone say? No one, right? There's like nothing really anyone can do.
well, that's the thing with like idol culture as well,
Yeah,
right? But I guess that's what the mystery behind it, right? That's what's so fun about it. You know, because from our point of view, maybe idol might be this and that, but and then for the another person, it's like this, that, right? You know,
yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to get at too. Is that it might be like different for each person. For
yeah,
sure.
which is interesting because then like not everyone has the same concept, right? You know, like
Yeah.
let's say you like idol because of X Y Z, and someone else likes idol
Like
because
so
of
because
you know.
ABC, right? So it's like, I mean, that's the interesting part too. Is like everyone has their own reasons why they like X or like why they like this idol or that or
Hmm.
why they like this group. Everyone kind of has their own reason, and
Yeah.
that's just it makes it interesting because that's just like us making like personal decisions, right? What we like, you know,
Hmm.
just part of being human, right?
Well, I guess part of being a fan. I mean,
Yeah,
imagine a dog liking the idol.
you never know, man.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
We live in a society where we don't discriminate, man.
I don't know. We do that all the time. There's
I know
lots
we
of
do. I know
discrimination.
people discriminate all the time, bro.
Exactly.
People, but we're not supposed to discriminate, So other people are not supposed to, but they still do. But
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's just the
it's
reality.
hard. You know, it's
Yeah,
just.
it's hard. Yeah,
I mean,
no,
because
no one changes immediately.
the thing is, like humans like to gossip.
Yeah,
You know, like gossip is like part of their thing. You know, everyone has to talk about something. You know, trash
you
on
know
something, right?
that brings me to the what's it called topic. The NGT 48 fiasco or whatever. I
Hmm.
don't even understand like a single thing that happened.
Oh, really?
Like, like, like I like get the general idea, but like I don't really like. I don't really want to take a side. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course I'll believe that that's the truth. Like, that's what happened. But like, it's kind of like the way that it was handled is just like it kind of like bugs me. I don't really know. Maybe it's because in the United States it'd be a lot different on how that kind of situation is handled. But that's just from what my Western viewpoint would tell me.
Yeah. I mean, each country have different laws, right? You know,
Yeah.
and like unless you're in that country, you really don't know because you're looking from like the outside,
Yeah.
right? You
Exactly.
know, we can only make assumptions, right? You know.
Until but like a lot of it was like the gossip that was also surrounding like outside of the actual like case too is that like people were like trying to argue, oh, this person did X or this person did X. It's like, man, that's like it caused a lot of misinformation. That's what a lot of today's problems are caused off of misinformation.
What I mean, look at COVID.
Exactly.
It's like the biggest misinformation, you know. Like, what's like you try to figure out what COVID, you know. It's like how you get the proper information, right? You know, how do you
Yeah.
get like, you know, it's just everything's just like everywhere. Like all of us just become like COVID experts, you know, without
Yeah.
any.
That's like this is off topic, COVID or whatever. But this is something I really feel that's important. Like people like when COVID came around, suddenly everybody knew a doctor or knew a nurse, right? Like suddenly everybody, like I guarantee you, like I've had at least like 10 people tell me that they have a friend who is a nurse that told them that COVID does X or does Y. I'm just like, bro, I literally studied COVID like in my microbiology class. Like Like that's literally not how it works. Like antibiotics cannot protect you against a virus, my guy. Like
Yeah, I know what I mean. I mean, like with COVID, it kind of put the idol culture, into a hold, right? Because like
yeah,
all the activities that idols
no
used to do,
lives or
yeah,
no checky, no handshake or
exactly,
no.
no
I mean
handshake.
checky over video. Like I've seen one of those. That's actually it's actually pretty cool, but
Mhm.
it's not the same, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like COVID is important because it hit like the entertainment industry or like our idols
Yeah,
really hard, right?
yeah. I mean, it hit everywhere, everyone's entertainment industry.
Yeah, but I mean, especially like the stuff you have to get close to people, like these idols, like getting
Yeah,
close to you. Like I mean, like if you're really deep into idols, right, you want to get close to them, right? Because on Twitter, I see like a lot of people are, they take pictures of their checkies or like they like do these cool gestures, right, really close to them and stuff,
I mean, yeah, but that's like after like they've gone to see their idol 40 times, and the idol already knows their name, like or whatever.
Yeah,
So
but
they're already at that level.
yeah, but that's what's the cool thing about it, right?
Yeah,
And it's just now it's so different because like no more handshakes, you know, no more
well, for now, yeah.
concerts. Yeah, for now, but we don't know what's gonna happen, right?
But I feel like it's gonna extend through the rest of the year. It's what's gonna suck is that I feel like it's gonna extend for a long time.
Well, the thing is, it looks like it's gonna change because even if you look at AKB itself, like the name changed to like OUC. It's like what the heck is OUC, right? Like
I don't even know what OUC stands for. Like,
exactly, me neither. And I was just like, okay. And then it's just it's a while. We're going through a transformation that
oh yeah, the OUC though, but the OUC is just what's it called? Isn't that just a project for the stay-at-home order though? It's not actually what they're changing their name to. Like it's just what they're doing for like when they're online, right? That's what I thought it was.
yeah, but then it's not normal because
Well,
the
yeah, of
original,
course they
right?
had, yeah. I mean, yeah, they practically changed their name just to advertise the stay-at-home order, but but that's that shows how much power these idols have nowadays. Like if
Exactly.
we're not even just AKB, but like even public figures in the entertainment industry, like certain models or certain like actresses or actors, they have like so much power nowadays that like they're like public figures.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're doing. And being like the number one idol, most seen, right? They have so much power to control like, what the media says
Yeah,
and
like
do, right?
oh, like my idol told me to stay home. Okay, it's like
Exactly. Like yeah, stay home.
yeah, that comes to ask the question: would you stay home if you got told by an idol to stay home? Yeah,
Well, it
probably.
depends my
Most people.
level of love for the idol, right? If it's
Yeah,
like,
but like
but yeah, of
yeah, yeah,
course, of course, like of course I'll stay home, wouldn't you? You would.
yeah. I
Yeah,
would too.
yeah,
That's what
exactly.
I was saying. I wasn't denying that I wouldn't stay home.
Yeah, I know, but that's how much power they have on us. And that's the funny part because like we're supposed to be alpha males and we get smacked around by these tiny little
But
idols.
alpha males. I ain't no alpha male, bro. Give me a
Come
break.
on, man. You're in the army. What are you talking about?
Ah, we don't. Not everybody is alpha male out here, bro.
I know, but yeah, this is just a general
Sometimes you
thing.
just get the bottom end, my guy.
I guess so, huh?
I
But yeah, I don't know what else about idols and stuff. Like
don't know.
what,
I mean, it doesn't like. Yeah, I mean, whatever you want to talk about is. I'm fine to talk about with anything, my guy. Like
like,
it does even.
what does like obviously I don't know how long you know about idols, but um like before you join your Discord, I mean our Discord,
Hmm.
right? Well, how would you like share your hobby and stuff versus like
So actually, um, before I joined your Discord, I actually was in the SCU48 Discord. Actually, previous to that,
okay.
um, and I started talking to Mario a lot. Well, a decent amount, I guess.
Hmm.
I don't know if that counts as a lot, but anyway, he invited me to join your guys' server, and then I started talking for a bit there, and then June invited me to join the Hello Project server, and I talked there for a pretty long time. I still kind of do,
Uh-huh.
but I talk to mostly select people now. Like sure, like sometimes I go around check occasional channels and see what's up, but like it just depends on what's being talked
So
at
you
the time.
form your own like army now.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like I mean, like I have friends. I have one friend already that I always discuss all my idols with already. So it's not really like it's not, I don't have to go somewhere to find like someone to discuss idols with. I already person.
Hmm. I see, I see. So, you know, what are you gonna do from here on? Like, what's your idol, like things, what do you want to achieve from idol? Like, do you want to go watch a concert? Do you want to meet
Yeah, I
somebody?
mean,
Like,
like
what's
I
going
want to
on?
go. I want to go to a live. Like I don't know. I just want to experience it. You know, I want to try things. Like I want to go try things. You know, get like some experience outside of like just like what I do normally. And I feel like you know, it's not just like about going to lives or whatever, going to handshakes or whatever. You know, just like just doing stuff like that in general. I think is really important.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with all these like crazy things, we're not
Yeah,
really
I mean,
sure
yeah,
what's
with
gonna happen.
COVID, yeah, we can't, yeah, we can't, you know, really like, you know, I've watched many lives, but I don't feel like it's the same. Like, I guess I could compare this to a concert I went. So I went to Ed Sheeran concert,
Uh-huh.
right? Um, it's pretty cool, but you know, if you were to watch that over video, it's not the same as watching it in person. Like, I
Yeah.
could definitely say like that's one of the biggest things.
Yeah, the emotion is different. Like,
Yeah,
just seeing the live, like, person in person, like the real flesh human versus like kind of artificial, like digital. It's totally different experience.
yeah,
And like I just feel like this whole like quarantine thing just really ruined a lot of like you know
I feel like it bummed out a lot of people who wanted to go to certain events. Like, I know even idols were bummed out that a lot of their lives were canceled, so it's kind of sad.
hmm yeah, I think it's really hard, and like I don't know how they're gonna make
Yeah,
social distancing with idols. Like how can you social distance from the idol, right? When their whole course concept is, you can meet them and you can take a picture
yeah,
with them, right? And like you can do whatever, you know.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Like I feel like that portion of it really gets hit pretty hard. Like, I mean, like lives, I guess, can really be pertained and really like I guess kind of restricted. Like not really like restricted in a way where it's like they can still perform them. For example, I follow a small group, and they just did in person live, but no audience, and they just recorded it and like people like watched it online, but had the live still. So I mean, it's not like a full experience of the live, but like you still get like the performance, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they start doing the Instagram stuff, right?
Yeah, Instagram, yeah,
The Instagram live, and I see some members like actually connecting, like making
yeah. I
other
mean,
fans
Zoom
stream.
call. I know they even do Zoom call out there. I'm just like, bruh. AKB48 Zoom call. I'm using. Meanwhile, I'm over here Zoom calling my professor at like 8 a.m. Like, bruh, I don't want. I'd rather Zoom call the AKB girls, you know?
Exactly. But the thing is, I don't know. It's just so crazy how like all the members now are Zoom calling each other, and it's just it's a tip. It's a different place, and then I feel like with this
It's because they
quarantine,
can't see each other. That's why.
and it's so sad because they can't practice with each other, right? Like
Yeah.
for dancing and stuff, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of like, you know, I don't know. It's just it makes me sad, kind of, because
You know what makes me more sad? Okay, so you know how what's it called? Like they finally like released the Sakamichi trainees to like their groups. So
mhm,
like Nogizaka got their basically their fourth generation DLC. So basically, you know, it's kind of sad that you know as soon as they get added in, quarantine happens and then they can't do performances. Like they didn't even get to perform live yet, or I think they didn't. I'm not exactly sure, but you know,
yeah.
I'm
I mean,
pretty sure they didn't. Like at least with Nogizaka or Kiyakizaka
yeah.
or Hinatazaka.
Imagine like with that, and then like there's no Olympics either.
Oh yeah, there's no
That's
Olympics. Exactly.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's so
That
bad
moment
because like
postponed till next year, bro.
exactly, and it's just wow, Japan was supposed to like be really good this year, like really good financially, right?
They put a lot of money into the Olympics. I feel
Yeah, and
there's a
they're
lot
not
of
even
money
gonna
that
get it
went to
back
Olympics.
and it's just
I
so
mean,
sad.
they do it next year, but I mean, a lot of money. I get just in general a lot of money. COVID-19 because well, I guess not really like it was kind of lost. Yeah, yeah, I guess.
Well, the thing is because companies that invest in the Olympics probably are some companies from the entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So their money could have spent on idols, or spend in other things, and it's just yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm really interested in how the COVID-19 situation play out.
Yeah.
My friend always discussed about how the world's gonna break down and he's gonna create a feudal warlord society,
I
and
mean,
he's gonna excuse my language, but he's gonna capture the bad bitches and use lettuce grower vegetables to grow vegetables.
nice. It's funny. I was reading a comment. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's in Japanese or something, and they were talking about how like there's gonna be a lot of you know good slush out there after this you know economic downturn because a lot of entertainment people are gonna have no jobs, right? And there's gonna be like a lot of entertainment girls are getting into like the red district stuff, right?
That's a yikes, bro.
And then it's just
I
what
mean,
else
like,
can they do, right? You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, like, if you already work in that industry, then I guess it makes it even harder for you if that was one of your main sources of income. Like, I mean, like, I don't like hate on anybody's profession if that's like the way that that's the kind of job you want to work. Everyone's free to choose their own profession, but I feel like if it was like if from my perspective, I feel like it made it harder for them. Like if that was their only source of income and their only work, then they literally lost all of that because they can't do their job. Like,
Hmm.
and I don't know how Japan's giving like to like people who are unemployed now, but for example, in the United States, we get the stimulus check, and not just a stimulus check, but you also get your $600 a month if you are actually unemployed, making under like I don't know 10,000 a year or something like that.
Hmm. Well, I mean, like, I don't know because like, in, it's just hard because like the thing is if you get into like entertainment at a young age, you don't know any better, right? All you know is how
Yeah.
to dance, how to entertain people, right? You have no skill for other professions,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You can't work any other job except essential jobs, and essential jobs don't pay a lot of money.
Exactly, and the only other way is to sustain your lifestyle is if you get into like the other stuff, right? The red like the red district stuff, you know. And it's just there. The thing is, I don't know. It's sad because like we see our idols right dancing away, making us happy, blah 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 blah, right? But in the back of our minds, like if they don't have this job anymore, or if COVID happens, it's like it's over.
They're either like because like if they're not attending a university already, or if they're not out of high school or something, like they're probably like if they're not pursuing another career actively, or if they're not pursuing to go further into the entertainment industry,
Yeah.
then it's kind of like like it's something I always ask myself, like you know I think that's a question that's been asked is like or something that's been said is that you can't idle forever, but like look at you, right? She's like she went through a scandal, still very popular, still gonna idle for a while, still pretty important to AKB. It's like sometimes I wonder like how long can you keep doing this? Like I don't even know if Yukiden works another job, right? Like does she do something outside of AKB? Like I don't even know, right?
Well, the thing is, she is so big because she's like
Exactly, right?
yeah.
She's one of the most famous members in the group,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
At
if
the
she was
moment.
smart, I would have saved all that money and just live off dividends, right? Because she probably make a lot, right, from all the magazines, all the concerts, and base salary, right, from AKS, and contracts, right? You know.
Yeah, but like, that's assuming that we know how much they get paid too. I mean, who knows how much
Yeah,
they
or
actually make? But
how much she spends, you know.
yeah, I mean, who knows, right? Like,
Exactly. Okay, cool. That's a nice little chat with you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna end the
And the recording because it's been like
and
40
the
minutes.
recording and the cast here because you know it's just, I don't know. We'll probably go on
Yeah.
for like another 2 hours or so because
Yeah.
we always have these interesting conversations, right?
I mean, if you want to keep talking, I'm down to keep talking. If you don't want to record it, doesn't matter. It's up to
Well, I mean,
I'll
like,
be out for a while, so.
yeah, I know. You always have something to talk about, dude.
I always have something to talk
I
about. I
know,
talk a
because
lot.
you always message me when I'm trying to sleep, and you're like, "Yo, bro," and then you're like, "Hey, here's a picture, man." And I'm like, "Fuck, I'm trying to sleep." And you're like, "Yo, man."
Then maybe you should just tell me that you're trying to sleep,
No,
my
I'm just
guy.
kidding. I'm just teasing
You
you,
never,
man.
you never say it. You never say it, man.
I know, I know, but it's okay,
No,
man.
maybe,
I actually
no,
like
no,
it, so that's why I don't say
yeah,
anything.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I know you
exactly.
like it. I know you like
I know, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna go then. You know.
it.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for doing this interview with
Mhm.
me.
Anytime.
Yeah. We'll probably bring you back onto this show again very soon.
Very soon because you can't find anyone.